Good afternoon, everybody. So, the news has been interesting today. I did get into some arguments with our neighbors in the north on X. It's fun. They are stupid people. Uh, but we'll get into that in a minute. We're going to discuss some other things. If you're wondering why I'm looking over, I write myself notes, keep my thoughts collected, some facts, some things to know. It's not scripted, don't worry. Not that any of my 10 followers believe it's scripted. But, regardless. Alright. So, the major thing I'm seeing right now, and it'd be, if anybody's turned on the TV in the last 8 years has seen it at some point, maybe longer, probably 10 years now, calling Trump a Nazi. It's just so worn out. It's so stupid. And if anybody had any true knowledge of history would know that saying that is just fucking dumb, right? So, were the Nazis even fascist? The Italians were. Mussolini was definitely a fascist. He called himself a fascist. I can't think of any time that Hitler referred to himself as a fascist, but as we know, Nazi stands for the National Socialist Party of Germany. So, socialism is just communism. They're two sides of the same coin. And we all know, if you've listened to me or just done any research, communism is the religion of the malcontent. It has been tried for real. People argue with me that it's never been tried for real because I've never picked up a history book. The USSR, which nobody cared about Ukraine when the USSR occupied it, right? Just now, with that begging bitch Zelensky in office in Ukraine. We might even get into that a little bit. I can't remember if we talked about how the U.S. pays for 70% of NATO. That's why they're all kind of backing off a little bit. Because without American money, Trump even told them, what if somebody attacked us? Where's everybody else going to show up? Oh, yeah, that's right. We pay for it anyway, so what does it fucking matter? Anyways, these word attacks, if somebody calls you racist, if somebody calls you sexist, if somebody says you have white fragility or even white privilege, these things mean nothing. That means somebody has lost an argument. So if you are arguing with somebody and they call you a racist, you've won the argument. You can just stop right there. I mean, I prefer to keep insulting them until they break down or block me or turn off comments. It's more fun this way. But these words have no power, right? For existence, we'll transition a little bit here. If you didn't know, Trudeau cried on live TV because he's a little bitch. And I said so much on X, and the Canadians just came out of word work. Oh, somebody follows Orange, Hitler, and all this other shit. And it's like, but he cried on live TV. Hitler did take a bullet, but it was his own. Trump took a bullet in the ear. A minor shot, but I mean, differences in angles. We're talking centimeters. Could have got JFK'd right all over the stage. I mean, things can happen, right? But Trudeau crying on TV like he's somebody because he fought back Trump's tariffs for a little while. If you don't know, Canada puts almost 400% tariffs on American dairy products. Just let that sink in. 400%. This is a rounded number, of course. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but they range from 320 to 450. And he's going to cry because America slapped a 25% tariff or increase in tariffs. It's all theater. They're all theater children that got jobs and they're not even real jobs. And we'll get into the jobs market here in a little bit. But Trudeau on his way out thinks he's somebody. He's crying on live TV. It's just stupid. It's so stupid. When Canadians pay ungodly taxes. I've seen videos people made crying because 90% of their income goes to just rent. They pay a 23% carbon tax. Could you imagine paying 23% more on fuel or gas to heat your home in that fucking hellscape that is Canada? If you look at a map of Canada where people live, there's a lot of Canada that's not inhabited because it's a fucking hellscape. Moving on. Just talking about Trudeau pisses me off. He's such a little bitch. SpaceX, another argument I've had with many people. Okay. Everybody's on there screaming that, Elon, they're praising that one of his rockets exploded. Because, NASA's never had a rocket explode or has never had a failure to launch or anything. But at least SpaceX, when they launch something and it blows up, they let the FAA know that, hey, something's going on. You should probably keep planes clear. It blows up over the ocean. Nobody gets hurt. Unlike NASA, that when the rockets explode, people tend to be in them. So that's another big, but it leads to just this derangement syndrome around Elon that no more than 4 years ago, these people were slobbing his knob over Tesla and SpaceX, but they're so deranged that they just can't accept the fact that he actually did something cool. Brings a rocket down from space, catches it. Never been done before. Say what you want about the guy. I like Elon to a point. I'm not a huge Elon fan, right? He's like, I'm not a huge politician fan. Everybody's a rental car. Eventually you trade him in for something new. But these are accomplishments that nobody else has done. You can't hate on that. And if you're going to hate on it, it's because you just can't take in reality for what it is. It's kind of saddening, but it is what it is. If you didn't get a chance to see Newsom with Charlie Kirk, fantastic. Newsom just aligned with everything Charlie Kirk said. But the reptile that is Newsom, right, will say whatever he has to make himself look centrist. He still does want to run for president. Will he get far? No. Those fires, even just this whole podcast he did with Charlie Kirk has got all the lefts up in arms in California. But Newsom is a true chameleon. And he can convince people, right? How do I put this? He does what it takes, just like most communist liberals. They'll say whatever they have to get elected. They'll say whatever they have to make it look like they're moderate. Vice President Dome was pretty good at that. I have seen a lot of things on X for, we wish we had a Kamala. Well, it would have been the first president to give head in the White House, in the Oval Office, instead of receiving it. So, that kind of would have been historic. And the next thing, and I can't stress this some more, the market, right? The jobs market in particular. So, the biggest contributor of jobs in the U.S. is the government. Trump fired a lot of them motherfuckers. I couldn't be happier. So everybody's screaming out there, the jobs market's down, Trump is not getting jobs out there. It's because he fired a lot of government workers. Just like when the left inflated Joe Biden's government, or inflated his job numbers, is because he created government jobs. He created 25% more government jobs, right? If they're the biggest purveyor or employers in the U.S., it's going to look good. Well, when you fire all them leeches, the job market's going to collapse a little bit. And that's how that works. And anybody that says otherwise is a fool. Is a fool. I worked for companies that had 100, maybe less employees. Right? Definitely less employees. I've worked for some small businesses. And if you fire one person, that's a 1,000% job loss. It's all based on numbers. And it's just that simple, but the mainstream media is going to lie to you. Absolutely going to lie to you about all of this. So keep in mind, do your research. I'm going to be keeping up with the news. I'm trying to stay consistent with videos, bringing you guys facts. And as always, I'm a Terror on X. Come and find me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.